Thanks for that, Danny. All right, now to that breaking news we're telling you about. Police have arrested one person. They're searching for another after a deadly shooting. This was at a Seattle food festival Sunday night.
At least 3 people were killed, 4 others were wounded. Bradley Blackburn is tracking the latest.
I jumped the fence quickly and I ran.
And we saw people storming through the area.
Witnesses reacting after a deadly mass shooting in Seattle. It happened Sunday at the Seattle Center, about a block from the city's iconic Space Needle.
I saw families, kids, everyone just like running out of the fair.
The shots rang out at an annual food festival that features hundreds of local vendors and live music performances.
There was one volley which we heard. A lot of people didn't react at first because we thought, oh, it must be firecrackers or something. But then there was a second volley.
2 witnesses at the festival said they heard 7 to 8 shots, with another person saying he heard even more.
I would say at least 24 shots. It was multiple. It sounded like an automatic weapon.
According to officials, at least 3 people have been killed. Several others were hospitalized, the youngest just 2 years old. Harborview Medical Center said late Sunday that all patients suffered gunshot wounds. In addition to local police and first responders, officers from several agencies, including the FBI, were on scene after the shooting. I'm Reed Binion reporting.
All right, in other news this morning, the Low-Income Home Energy Assistance Program, LIHEAP, is helping eligible Arkansans keep up with their utility bills this summer.
5 News reporter Claire Everbach joins us with a look at how the program is working in Washington County and how much funding remains. Good morning, Claire.
Good morning, Tiffany. Joe, the LIHEAP program in Washington County helps provide assistance with utility bills for eligible families. And before this year, it only supplied funding to Washington County. However, this year, it's serving more counties than ever before and more families. The EOA says it's been accepting applications since June for priority assistance, such as seniors, people with disabilities, and families with children 5 and under. This is the first year the agency has expanded from serving only Washington County to 10 counties. Officials say they expect funding to last through September before the winter assistance program begins in October. They say the goal is to help eligible families keep their power on during the hottest months of the year, encouraging anyone who qualifies to apply before their situation becomes an emergency.
A lot of things can happen in the heat. It's our job to see that these people that cannot pay their bill and they get everything they need and they haven't used it before, it's our job to make sure that electricity stays on.
The EOA office in Sebastian County also still has funds available, and they expect them to be available through September, but it is first come, first serve. Again, the winter assistance program begins on October 1st. Live in Springdale, covering news where you live, Claire Everbach, 5 News.
All right, thanks for that update this morning, Claire. Well, starting today, those who use Arkansas SNAP benefits can use the new EBT Edge app to lock their cards, check balances, and block certain transactions. Now, this transition began Friday when the system temporarily went offline. The new system has added some fraud prevention features.
When we built this competitive procurement, we added that to get enhanced features that would help to prevent the theft, which has started happening across the country.
The transition is already underway before SNAP benefits were stolen from Arkansas families earlier this summer, and the new app adds some stronger safeguards against any future fraud. Well, Ozark Regional Transit and Razorback Transit have recently made changes to increase access, frequency, and connectivity. And starting this weekend on Saturday, Razorback Transit will expand again. They'll take over service along the College Avenue corridor, continuing every 30 minutes. They'll add a Saturday service and extend their weekend peak hours up until 11 p.m. Now, those with the city say the goal is to provide more riders with more frequent options, like students who live off campus and residents who rely on transit for commuting to work.
Well, Girls Inc. have announced the appointment of a new board member to serve on their National Board of Directors, and she's from Fort Smith. Greta Barr has been associated with Girls Inc. for over a decade, first becoming involved with Girls Inc. of Fort Smith in 2014 as a basketball coach. Barr later served on the affiliate's board of directors where she became president from 2018 to 2020. As a member of the national board, Barr hopes to guide girls through mentorship, resources, and experience.
So it's very important as far as mentorship for young ladies, getting them involved with the programming. We've seen time over time, year over year, research shows that girls that are involved in Girls Inc. programming do better in school, they have healthier lifestyles, make better choices.
Barr recently received a Woman of Vision Award earlier this year.
Over the weekend marked 1 year since the double murder at Devil's Den State Park. You remember it was July 26th of last year. Clinton and Kristen Brink were killed while hiking with their 2 young daughters. A statewide manhunt followed, leading Arkansas State Police to arrest 28-year-old Andrew McGann at a Springdale hair salon 4 days later. Investigators believe the attack was random and said DNA matched McGann and that he made statements indicating he committed the murders.
Nothing about this case is what I would call conventional. In my 27 years that I've been with the state police, this is probably one of the most heinous that we've had.
Now, a gag order has been instituted for all involved in the case. Now, with McGann's jury trial set for March of next year. We also have a 30-minute documentary covering the case from the beginning. You can watch it right now at 5newsonline.com or streaming right now on the 5 News Plus app.